Thank you very much, Marie, and thank you for being my co-host and my moderator and my support person on the side. I think doing workshops like this is always difficult if you don't have good support. So thank you very much for being there for me. And ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to this workshop. It is very nice for me, and I'm greeting you from Vienna, Austria, a very cold Austria from our side. While you are going into summer, we are going into winter. But it is nice to be in a familiar background where I join UP once again in a workshop, or Kusten in this case. So for today, as I've said, if you do not have a QR code scanner on your phone, please, if possible, download a QR code scanner on your phone. We are going to use it quite extensively during this afternoon. Then I also just want to say thank you very much to Marizan from Design Studios, who designed our ad for us and our taste teaser. They always do magnificent work. So thank you very much, Marizan, in your absence, for our ad as well. Now, with much further ado, I think that was too quick. We can start and welcome then in my virtual office and in my virtual workshop room. And today is going to be, as Marie said, very interactive, but also informal. So we have bumped you all up as presenters. So if you have a question, please raise your hand, interrupt, ask the question. If you want to disagree with a point, please let's discuss. And even if you want to agree, that's also fine. That's great. But please let's make this informal and let's have fun. I also want to start with a disclaimer. Very often when I do game-based learning workshops, people ask me, I'm not really a gamer. I'm not familiar with this. Will I be able to do this workshop? And I'm not a gamer either. I don't play Monopoly. I don't play Scrabble, 30 seconds. I'm not that type of gamer. So I'm not a gamer by heart. But I do see the value of educational games. And I think that is where our value lies, that we create a bridge for the student from what is known to the unknown, and how do we make this bridge for them an exciting, engaging bridge that they can enjoy the educational or the learning journey during this process. So for me, the purpose is really, I want to introduce you to some basic principles of game-based learning. And at the end, you are going to develop your own low-tech game. So you will not exit the final game, but you will start the process, the thought process is starting to plotting it down and start the developmental process so that you at least leave with a basic idea of how to take this forward. So there's a lot of things we're going to cover today on the screen, and we are definitely going to spend some time at the threshold concept. I don't know how many of you had time to watch Christopher's video that we sent to you, or play the flashcards, and if you didn't, that's also fine. I understand that. We will refer to it today during the session, and the resource will be available to you for at least a week. So if you haven't watched it before the time or played it, please go back and just look at that. It's a really an excellent video. And to those of you who watched the video, we're not going to go into that depth today. Definitely not. But and I'm definitely different from Christopher, who is a gamer as such. But apart from that, we will refer to those things. But for me, the main purpose today is that we really want to end with a little bit start of your own game at the end of this session. The specific learning outcomes that I want to achieve, and the main thing then, as I said, is the game that I want us to start developing in your groups. But since this is now a workshop on game-based learning and gamification, let's start with a game. So for this game, I am going to take you to a platform, and I'll quickly talk you through the platform. So the game you are going to play is on Blueket. This is kind of like Kahoot. Those of you who are not familiar with Blueket, and I went to Blueket because Kahoot blocks us after 10 participants, as you know, which is also understandable. For years they've been free, and now they charge a fee. So Blueket is much like Kahoot, but a little bit different. So you can scan the code, or Marie will also pop the link for you, thanks Marie, in the chat there. And when you scan it or entered the URL. And if you have a second screen, that's always nice. So open a browser window on your second screen and do it there. Otherwise, on your phone or whatever is comfortable for you. You will see a page like this, and I will give you the game in a short while, and then we can start. So once you have your game ID, you will see you'll go into a waiting room, and as soon as I start the game, I'll just see that at least the 11 of you that's here will be active in the game, and then we can start. Now, a few tips as well. This game is anonymous, so you don't have to sign in. You can play anonymously. You can pick an avatar, whichever one you want. And as in Kahoot, your speed and your correctness of your answers will influence your progress. But unlike Kahoot, you can actually bump someone up. So if you see the poor piglet is running is behind everyone, you can bump him up when you get the opportunity. Or if you can see the eager beaver there in the front is too fast, you can bump him back. But as in life, what you dish out, you receive, so others can bump you up and down as well. So if you are one step ahead of winning, someone or few people can bump you back to second place or third place. So be aware of that as well. But this is just a fun thing for us to do. So hopefully this will work for us. So let me see if I can do this. Okay, so okay, put the sound down. So there's your code. So the moment that you've logged in, you've scanned the QR code, you can use that game pin to log into the game. If you can't, please let me know if this is not working. Then we will cry a little bit and we will move on. Ah, there's someone. Okay, it's working. I do get excited by these things because this is only the second time that I'm using Bluecat. So little bit of anxiety this part, but it's fine. And you are all welcome to play. Marie, you give me a shout if there's something in the chat that I'm missing.
Yes, I will keep my eye on it.
Thanks. Okay, we've got a few interesting names. I'll give about a few more to join. So you can type in bluecat.com, play, or if I can quickly go back to my PowerPoint, there's the QR code if you want to scan that. Those of you who struggle. Okay, are you ready? Let's start. Fingers on the button. Let the games begin. Go. There's a few that's still in the starting blocks. And some are picking up speed. Oh, there's two that's head on it. Oh, Haza, and our late starters is also starting. Sorry, Marie. We are close. We are getting close to the end. And we have a winner. Ha! Wow, Daze, well done. Riri is our winner. And I think for now we're going to stop the game there. So we have a first, second, and third winner. Well done. And I will give you a virtual prize, but well done. Okay, let's not play again now. Let's stop the game. And let me just find my presentation again. Okay, so that was the first part then. There we are. Okay. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was fun. I hope it gave you some ideas of how you can start a session with your students as well. And very often we want to use something like that for a diagnostic assessment, just to make sure that the students have done the reading or the watching and that everyone is on the same page. And I know with a game like this, we can't use it as teachable moments. So again, and we will talk about this today during the session as well, is what is the purpose of a game or game-based learning or gamification, and what do you want to achieve? So for this, in this case, if I look at the purpose of my game, it was a bit of an icebreaker and just to get the energy, hopefully, in the room. Now I want to ask you quickly, and before you type it in the chat, and I promise you this workshop will not be death by polling. This is the only poll we're going to have here. But I want to know from you, are you using any type of games? Game-based learning, gamification, Kahoot, snakes and ladders, whatever type, before, during, or after your session? Any of the sessions. So in the chat box, just type for me a yes and a no. I'm glad the game was fun. Okay, let's see. We've got yes, yes, no, no, yes, yes, no. Oh. Okay, Marisa, we are kind of halfway, half yes, half no. I'm glad no one said I don't know or maybe, so we at least have a definite yes and a no. Great stuff. Can I ask anyone who said yes, let's make it easy. Any one of those who have said yes, you can maybe just give me an indication and then tell us, how do you use games in your facilitation sessions? We're not going to talk about teaching, in your facilitation sessions. So anyone who wants to volunteer. Otherwise, I will have to pick someone. Okay, Marie says she's using a memory game. Can I give you the mic, Marie, if you maybe want to share?
Yes, so at some point we need to, we let the students read about different instructional design models. And then what I did then after the reading, I had a memory game where on the one little button is the diagram of the instructional design model, and in the back side, and the other one, the pair then has the name. So they need to actually match the diagram with the name. So it's a paired memory game that they play.
That sounds nice. And there are so many type of games that we can play that it is really, it's up for grabs what we can do here. Can I maybe ask someone who said no, if you want to share with us, why don't you use games? Not judging or anything, but if you want to tell us why not. And I'm scared that people are leaving the moment that I ask questions, so please don't leave. I won't really pick on you. Is there anyone who wants to share a no? Okay, it's time consuming and it needs skills, and that is true. It really is true. It does take time. I'm not going to lie, but I hope during this workshop and at the end of the workshop, maybe we will see what is the added benefit and if we can get value for time when we use games like this. Okay, oops, I'm not going to use that one. Now, for those of you who have not had access to the Padlet prior to the session, and again, Marie will post it for you in the chat. This is the resource that you can use, or that we will use during the session. So I just quickly want to open my Padlet as well. You should see something like that when you open it. It might look a little bit different on your screen depending on the size of your screen. Sometimes it condenses it and sometimes it makes it nice. But and this is the resource I said at the beginning that will be available for you for at least a week. And I also want to ask you not to click on the things now. I'll direct you when we can click on some of the things. But this is the video of Christopher that we referred to during the game. And as I said, I really want to encourage you to watch this video. Then we also refer to flashcards, and you will see later on we're going to refer back to these flashcards again. So there you will find the flashcards we referred to. That is just Sommernet for being silly. And our venue today and the bouquet that we played there. So there you could have clicked on the link and it would have gone to the bouquet. And going forward in our session, we are going to look at that one there. That's not active. It's just a placeholder for us. But we are going to work with this one. And please don't open it now, but I do want you to know where it is. So we are going to click on this a little bit later in our game and work with it. So if you can't access it, give me a shout in the chat box there, and let's see what's the problem. But you all should have access to this visual layout of our session of today. And this is also one of the nice things because we couldn't build this course for you, this workshop on Clicker or on an LMS for this workshop. This is one way that we can get around those type of things, that we can build some content for our participants or our students. So if you do a workshop or if you do a presentation at a conference, this might be one of the ways that you can also utilize to share content with your audience. Okay. Now, we have referred to the threshold concepts a little bit during the beginning of the session. And threshold concepts, and I'm sure you all know the definition, but just to quickly recap it. So threshold concepts are those concepts that forms the foundation of something. So if we teach students about finance, for instance, the threshold concepts will be the calculations, the different terms of the balance sheet and those type of things. In medical science, if we want to teach them about heart failure, some of the threshold concepts will really be the fraction, the eject fraction, the blood pressure, those type of concepts that we build on and that we scaffold on further. So if students don't understand the threshold concepts, it's difficult for them to scaffold or to build their learning further. So for us now, we are quickly going to look at the threshold concepts. But since this is a workshop on game-based learning and gamification, we are obviously going to do it also differently. So I am not going to do a one-directional sharing session of the threshold concepts with you and you sitting there being bored. So I am going to ask you to interact with the threshold concepts. And the way we are going to do this is we are going to play a game, but different from the previous one. So in Bouquet, we had individual games. Now we're going to have team games. And again, please don't leave. Marie is going to put you in groups of 4. So there will be about 3 groups. And each person in the group will have a role. And I'm going to explain it to you, and then we will give you the link to the game again. So in this game, you are going to be allocated to a breakaway room, and as soon as you enter the room, I want to ask you that you organize yourself alphabetically. This is the people in the group, and then allocate roles. So quickly again, grab your cell phone and just take a screenshot of this so that you know who's supposed to do what. So the first person on your alphabetical list will be the leader and the screen sharer. The second person will be the timekeeper, so you need to make very sure that people stick to their times and that you progress according to the time. The third and the fourth persons are crucial to solving or to escaping or to solving this thing. So in the number 3, you have to open the Google form. So spoiler alert, there's a Google form that you have to find somewhere, and enter the data on the Google form as you navigate this room. And the fourth person, you need to write these clues down on a piece of paper. This is important because if you don't have the clues on a piece of paper, you can't get a code for the lock. Okay, so let's quickly first go back. So for this scenario, the backdrop to our story is, I'm inviting you to my workshop. You came into the room, I left and I locked the room. So it's Friday afternoon and you cannot go anywhere until you get a code to unlock the door. So look for clues in the room, fill it in on the forms, find the combination lock for the door. And I will quickly show you an example of how this is going to work. For this, and I will bring you back to it, you are going to click on that button in Padlet that I told you about. So this is what it looks like. You will enter the room and there will be instructions on the screen, and there will be either be a start button or a blue arrow. You can click the blue arrow. You are going to enter this very, very nice room that I've created for you, and then you will start your activities. You will see, if you navigate through it, sometimes there's a little hand and sometimes there's nothing. So I've hidden some clues for you in this room, so you have to find the clues. If you find the Google form, you will see that there's instructions on the Google form. So once again, the tip will be follow the sequence in the Google form. So number 3, you have the Google form, and everyone in the room can open the Google form as well. That helps, but you are crucial. You are crucial in telling them what you as a group are looking for and searching for. So you have this page, and again, always read the fine print as in life, otherwise you end up with contracts that you don't want. So read the fine print there and add the content or the answers on your Google form. Then you will see there's a lot of clues in the room, and if you click on the right clue, it will open a pop-up page for you. It will be in English. So don't fear, the instructions will be in English, and you can then look at your instructions. If you get stuck, there's some hints for you with a QR code. That's why I said the QR code scanner is important. So I've added some tips and tricks for you there, but in the end you will have to find all the clues, where am I? All the clues so that you can escape this room. Any questions up to here about the game or the instructions? I see if some people left. I hope they come back. Let me see if I can look at it.
Maybe you must just show them that first slide again about the work allocation, and that they take a note, because sometimes we see something and then later on you forget what was your task. You just show them that again, and then I can put them into breakaway groups if you are ready. That's that screen, yeah.
Okay. So there's the roles, the leader, the timekeeper, the Google form, and the person who writes it down for the locks. And then please go to your Padlet and click on that activity there, but we will put it in the chat for you. Remember, just now when you go in your breakaway groups, you don't have access to this chat anymore. So make very sure that you have the links. I'm wondering, maybe let's quickly, I just want to grab that link as well. But it should open for you in your chats. On the Google form. But there is the link as well. So please copy that link and quickly open it, and then we will swish you away into your breakaway groups. Any questions? Everyone fine? Okay. Marie, take them away. You've got 20 minutes.
Bye.
30 minutes.
Okay. Julia, do you want to play?
Yes, I can play.
Okay, let me just
great!
If there's a group that has missing.
Okay.
Let me just see. I'm going to move you to group. Let me move you to group 3. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, but I can't move to another group. Right. I've lost you.
Oh dear. Het jou uitgeskop per ongelukkig. Okay, we can stop the recording now.
Yeah. Okay, let me move Joyce there to group 1. Okay, there she's back. All right. Then I can move her to group 2. Group 3, I have only 3 members. Okay, so it's 4, 5 is the groups now. 4.
Okay.
Daar's iemand weer weg. So, almal het nou 4. Okay.
En Joyce, is sy...
Ek het haar, sy het weg uitgegaan en ek het haar nou teruggeskuif.
Okay.
Maar dan sien ek sy saam met die interns. Maar okay, kom ons kyk wat hulle daar doen. Ons gaan nou gaan loer, gee hulle so 2 minute.
Okay.
Ek het gehoor, Ankie, wil jy dalk gespeel het of ondersteun jy net?
Ek ondersteun net, moenie worry nie.
Okay. Dis reg, dan los ek jou daar.
Maar wil jy gaan kyk wat gaan in die breakaway rooms aan? Dit sal ook interessant wees.
Okay, dit sal lekker wees.
Jy kan jy's welkom om te beweeg tussen hulle.
Okay, dat ek sien.
Ja, so jy klik net daar op die groepie, dan gaan jy soontoe. Okay, as jy lus het.
Ek dink ek het jou groepe geklik op, hoor jy? Ek dink ek het nou op iets verkeerd geklik. Kyk net gou.
Wat het jy nou gemaak? Het jy al my mense in my room gesit?
Ja, ons is almal nou
Which group
terug.
do you have?
Okay, I shared my screen, is that correct?
I think there was a little bit of a slip up and everyone is back in the main room accidentally, so we'll quickly gonna swish you back into breakaway groups. You might end up now with a different group, so sorry. But Marie, will you please again swish them away?
Where do we find the Google form?
It's somewhere hidden in the room.
Okay. No, we thought that
for hiding it.
It's not obviously there. It should be easy to find it, but we're quickly going to put you in your groups again.
Okay, you will most probably have different groups now, okay, because I didn't take note of which group you are, but something happened now here in the background, so there you go. Ankie, wat maak jy met ons groepe?
Sorry.
Is dit vir in detensie?
Ek weet so, laat ek nou gou kyk waar's Julia. I'm struggling to You in a group. Ek wonder omdat Julia omdat hulle moderators is. Of dit nie ons goed bietjie omgooi nie. Ek gaan hulle gou verander na presenters toe.
Okay.
Maar ek kan nie. Kom ek kyk, ja.
Well, we can let's see. We can move her to another group. Let's see if Ankie can move to another group.
Nie Ankie nie. Julia.
Okay, then ek dink ek gaan liewer te niks klik nie.
Ja, nee, ek gaan ook nou Julia. I think for now you are out.
Okay, ek is nou baie versigtig. Ek sit net hier waar ek sit.
Yeah, so let's rather not do anything.
Okay, but if you look at the icon, say for instance group 1, there's a 4 next to it, 4, group 1, and then there's a little block with a green arrow. So you can click on that, make sure it's a green arrow one, and then you can join. So, Ankie, please. Yeah.
Okay, that I see it now. Okay, thank you.
Julia, maybe you can join for me. Maybe join group 3 for me with Lee and Cedric.
Okay.
Or anyone that you like. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll just go to group 3.
Yeah, and then you can go out again and to go to another one if you want to.
Okay.
Okay. You can
So
move
we're just observing now, right?
Yeah, so on that little green arrow. So don't click any at the top side. I think that is what Ankie by mistake did. She said breaking the group, she clicked there and then she had dismantled all the groups.
Ons sal daar 'n strafdop laat koop. As hy wat lyk almal in hulle groepies is.
Ja, ek gaan nou van onder afloop, dan kan jy van bo afloop.
Okay.
Of ons moet los hê.
Ja, ek sal kom ek gaan kyk wat gaan aan en dan sal ek so elke kort terugpop in die main room. Ek het gesê op die PowerPoint 30 minute, maar ek wonder of mense dit dalk bietjie minder tyd moet gee. Kom ons kyk hoe lyk dit teen 2 uur. Of ons as almal klaar so net so voor 2 se kant, dan kan ons dit dalk teruggooi in die groot kamer. Okay.
Ja, so ek gaan nou onder begin en sal ek kyk of hulle regkom.
Okay, begin ek bo. Great stuff. Sien jou. Bye.